What's up, everybody? It's Ace.
Let me see your poker faces, y'all. It's your boy Shy. I'm here with my host, Ace the Great. And we got a special guest today, young producer from Atlanta, BBgoincrazy. Everybody welcome.
What's good, y'all? What's good? My name is Barack, and I'm an upcoming producer from Atlanta, Georgia. So if you want to hear more from me, you can actually follow my Instagram at BBgoincrazy. You can also follow my YouTube, same name.
Link in the description.
Damn, bro, you just gonna cut me off like that, right?
My fault, bro. I just want to bring a little bit of energy,
So I didn't have enough energy in it.
Tell us about yourself, BB.
Alright, so at first, when I started making beats, it wasn't initially the thing that I wanted to do, but I fell in love with doing it. Because at first, my mindset was stuck on animation, graphic design, and things dealing with art and things of that nature. So when I started making beats, I was like, oh, this seems easy enough, to start doing it. So I decided to just take off from there and see how it's going to work.
Yeah, so like, I know you just said like you started beats and whatever, but like what really got you in it? Because you was always, I know you personally, but everybody that's watching probably don't know you. You was doing it on your phone or whatever, then you transitioned to your computer, then you got like a beat maker, keyboard, everything, like, so like, you just like really rose up to the ranks like of making beats. Like you was really like from amateur to like, I want to say like becoming like more professional, like actually like selling beats and making shit that's really gonna stick. Like what elevated you? Like what put you in that step in the right direction?
Okay, so at first when I started making beats, it was more of just to try it out, see how I like it, for my personal reasons, just to see how it sounds and everything like that. And then further on, when I started like playing the beats around the house, I noticed that people started liking my beats. So I was like, okay, let me see if anybody else liked it. So I started posting it on social media and things of that nature. And then once I started doing that, I had to start getting more reaction and people saying they actually like my music and things of that nature. So from there on, I just decided to actually make a business from it. So I decided to take off from there.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope because I know like I started like a couple of businesses, a couple of ventures myself, and I feel like I ain't really had the support like to really like make me like really want to do it. And I feel like we always like gave you that support. Like we wasn't really even lying to you. Like really, we was really enjoying your beats or whatever, and we was telling you like, hey bro, like that hi-hat too loud, bro. I think you need to turn your beat down a little bit. Think you need to do this and that. We wasn't just like, oh bro, you suck at making beats, bro. Like even though we could join your ass, cause some of your beats in the beginning was like,
yeah, that shit was mediocre.
A little wonky and shit. But like we actually gave you that support, and that's just good for anybody really starting a skill or business or whatever. That support system.
Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna take off from there. Like the support is really needed. Like if anybody trying to start something or do something for real, like you're gonna need that support because if you have support or somebody behind your back, it's gonna just motivate you and keep you going for real. So.
For sure. So growing up, going to college for graphic design, growing up being super artistic, super talented. How did that help you, transition into making beats?
So, at first, my initial plan was to become an animator and graphic designer and do things like that. So I always would love like animation, art, create like anything dealing with creativity. So I just knew that was my lane, my path. And then after that, I went to college, and college was like kind of iffy, so I didn't know if I really wanted to do it. So I took a break from all that. And then later on, starting this year, I decided to give music a try and see how that sounds. Cause that was a step after. If I didn't like animation, I was gonna do music. So I decided to do music. And once I started making beats, I just fell in love with it. It's like sketching out an art book while you're making the beat. Like you're really just on the beat pad or you're doing whatever you're doing, and your thought using your mind to actually create something and bring it to life. So I enjoy that a lot.
I like that you took like the production aspect, because a lot of people when they be like, well, I want to get into music, they be like, I want to be a rapper.
Yeah.
Like especially like we live in Atlanta, like everybody's a rapper, bro. Everybody's a rapper, bro. In everybody's household, there's at least one person that tried to rap.
Tried to rap. We be trying to rap, we be freestyling and things like that, but we just know we're not gonna make it. So I don't be trying.
That's real. You gotta know when you're not gonna make something. Like damn,
but producing for me is just like, it's always people who want to rap, but who want to make the beats, who want to be the ones like, all right, let me see if I could make the people who like to rap on one of my beats and see like where it goes from there. Everybody want to rap, like you said, but everybody don't want to produce or do anything else besides that. So I wanted to be a little different and see how that goes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Since you're a producer, right? I want you to name us your top 5 producers.
Top 5 producers
All time.
all time.
Hip hop producers, rap producers.
So top 5 all time hip hop producers. From the top of my head, first I'm gonna give it to Timbaland, just because Timbaland is really versatile and he works with a lot of different artists, not just hip hop or rap artists. So I feel like Timbaland is one of the top ones in the game, to me at least. So I don't know who else I think, but to me Timbaland for sure. And then the second I'll give it to Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre is really a nice producer when it comes to the West Coast sound, things of that nature. So
Heavy influence.
I feel like he even put me onto like the West Coast music. Cause at a point I wasn't listening. I don't like a lot of old school West Coast music. I'm not gonna lie, like
old school West Coast music sound fire to me. I'm not gonna lie,
but like when Dr. Dre got into the scene, really started putting his foot in there.
Yeah.
That's when I could start like kind of riding with it, cause it's like I don't know, it had like that futuristic type of feel, like more
like
computerized.
You didn't like that NWA and stuff?
Nah, the NWA was straight, but it's just like I feel like they sound wasn't really like prominent to say like West Coast music, you know?
Yeah, it sounded more towards like
prominent enough though.
Yeah, it was prominent, but it sounded more towards like I ain't gonna say rioting, but it had like black empowerment things of that nature. It wasn't more towards like just enjoying the music. You know what I'm saying?
It was more towards like an art kind of like towards just like getting shit off your chest, like just rapping. But Dre made it more about like the music and stuff like that. It kind of like
added a lot more elements.
Yeah, another layer to it on top of it.
Yeah, I agree. My third one I'm gonna go with probably Weezy. A lot of people know Weezy. Weezy makes a lot of nice beats. He's one of the top ones in the hip hop game right now, in my opinion.
For sure.
So his beats go crazy. Shout out to Weezy. And my fourth option, I'm gonna probably have to go with Zaytoven. A lot of people sleep on Zaytoven. He's kind of underrated now because you don't hear a lot about Zaytoven no more. You feel me? Zaytoven, he's like the king of the piano, in my opinion.
But play the piano like nobody else.
That's what I'm saying. You can't mimic that. Nobody can mimic that. Like, it's just beautiful. So every time he make a beat, it just stands out. So that's why I gotta add him in that list. And then I really got two more, but I'm gonna leave one of the honorable mention. And the fifth one, I'm gonna probably have to go with Metro Boomin. Because Metro Boomin, his beats go hard. And all of his beats are unique. That's what I'm saying. It's simple and unique.
I go hard. Simple.
Literally. Ain't no Metro Boomin beat. Like, this trash. Like, this shit ass. Like, none of that.
Bro, that nigga was so good. That nigga retired for like 4 years. He just said, bro, I'm not doing no more beats. Like, he was just that good. Like,
he's one of the young producers that take the craft seriously. Like, he understands like music. Like, he really has an understanding of music.
He also understand like the artist, bro. He gonna be in your music video. He gonna ride with you, bro. He gonna vibe with you. Feel like he don't really work with people that he not like really vibing with. You feel me? Like he really gonna have to like have a connection with you to really be in. You gonna be in the like I said, be in the music video. He gonna help promote it, everything. Like he's really gonna put this all into the music.
Yeah, look what he did with 21.
Yeah, 21 took off for real. Like that man started just people say mumble rapper or whatever you want to call it, but it really took off. Like I see the way he started changing his flows, the way he started actually his punchlines and rapping, like it's different now. So that goes to show how much a producer can change. You know what I'm saying? Like get you in that mode, change how you really start.
You said you had an honorable mention.
Yeah, honorable mention. I have to give it to Turbo. Turbo, you know, is another one in the game who I feel like makes a lot of unique beats. It sounds good, very like especially with the YSL label. And I like how his beats sound and everything like that. So shout out to Turbo, for real.
Okay.
Yeah, can't go wrong with Turbo. If you're not from like the South, really like that, you might not hear it, but you probably have heard of him. You just don't know of him like that. Because Turbo, he makes nice beats. Like I can't even lie. Like when Lil Baby was like really coming up, he was on Turbo beats. Heavy. Like he really put niggas on with his beats.
Yeah, Turbo got some nice beats. Like every beat that I heard from him, it's probably sounds similar, but at the same time, like had a unique sound. Like the sound really what stands out. It's not just the how you set up the beat or the melody. It's really just the sound of the beat, and it sounds great, angelic, honestly.
Yeah, cohesive.
Yeah, cohesive. It sounds put together, everything. I love it.
Any also as like a producer, you know, with your ear for music and everything, any like songs or albums, like what albums that came out recently that you really like the production of?
albums recently. Alright, so let me try to start from the beginning of the year. And first, I would like to start off with Young Thug's album, Slime Language 2. That album was pretty good as far as production. Like it didn't sound like it sounded like so much fun, but it sounded like more of like a, I don't want to say it, but like actual album. You know what I'm saying? Like it sounded put together, production was well, everything sounded good, the bass was jumping, the melodies were good, and everything about that sounded great to me.
Yeah, it was like a culmination of everybody on the YSL label, but it really sounded like an album.
That's what I'm saying.
Like I might have some songs I didn't really like that, but it all like kind of went together.
Shout out to Gunny. He did his Gunny now.
Kind of go crazy.
Yeah, Gunna kind of carried it. I ain't gonna lie, he kind of carried that thing, bro. Put a little backpack on with that one. Like, but yeah, it was so cohesive. Like you get to feel like what's it like to be a slime. I don't know, but like you get to be a slime for a day when you listen to that type of stuff. I don't know, bro. You just
I put you in that mode for real, like everything that they got going on. But I'm gonna start with the second one, probably up there in the summer. I'm probably go with DJ Khaled. A lot of people don't like that album maybe, but DJ Khaled got a unique album to me, in my opinion. Like versatility in the album, certain beats. It was kind of different in my opinion. You don't think so?
I just don't like choosing DJ Khaled when it comes to like when I want to say like album, production, like.
Why not?
He's not really like a producer. He's like a music curator or something.
yeah,
like
like he just put the people together, put them in the room, put the shit together. Like,
but yeah, that's true. I get what y'all saying.
He might help with the beat, but he's not really like.
I mean, at some point he was making beats.
Yeah.
He probably makes some of them are like he might do a melody, a little the rhythm of the beat or something like that, but he don't really like produce. He's not producing the whole thing from top to bottom.
Yeah, you're right. Shit, fuck, we gonna skip over him and we go on to the next one.
Just throw him to the side.
Definitely Culture 3, Migos album.
Yeah,
Top
notch.
That's sleep on that album.
Top notch.
That album go crazy.
But that shit goes stupid, bro.
When I first listened, I was just like, damn, this shit really good. Like,
there's not a bad beat on there.
That's what I'm saying.
There's not a bad beat on there.
Every beat you gonna vibe with, shake your head, bump your head, whatever you gonna do something.
You know what I kind of like the production? I like the production on the Baby King album.
Baby King.
I thought that was very good.
That was a well put together album.
Yeah, bro. It was also like different, but at the same time, it was more like I don't know. It was like a digestible different, cause like when people do different, a lot of people be scared of like different sounds and listen to different music or whatnot. But his is like I don't know what it was. Maybe I think it's his voice, cause he kind of sound like a Baby King. I don't know, like a baby. It's kind of like a baby, but it's like
it's a Baby Kendrick.
I don't know. It's like a young voice, but it's like developed in age. Like he know how to use his voice. Like that voice control. I don't know what it is, but that voice control like really stepped it up for that one.
Nah, for sure. Baby King, like I don't know, like it really just came out of nowhere to me. I don't know if y'all knew him before this, but it came out of nowhere, and then soon he hopped in. Like
he was on that double XL.
Double XL. I ain't watch all that shit. I watched some of
it. Niggas stopped watching that shit years ago, bro. Like
I like the female rappers though. They was actually rapping, but everybody else sucked.
Who? Name one female rapper that you like.
Lakia?
Okay, you talking about like female rappers. You know, niggas be just saying shit.
Nah, I definitely know some female rappers though. Like female rappers go hard too.
Yeah. I know you're an up and coming producer. You know you're on your way up. Are there any like artists, local or otherwise, that you want to work with? You know what I mean, in the future or in soon. You know.
Soon. Like local rappers that I know now.
It could be local rappers. It could be big rappers that you want to work with eventually and everything. Because you never know. Somebody could hear one of your beats and then that'll be it. You know what I mean?
Manifested, they're gonna watch this and they're gonna be like, yeah, I gotta do it. They're gonna inbox you, bro.
You're right. Well, I got a few local rappers, but one is personal, like one that's close. Shout out to Oz the Don. I like his music. Close family member. I like his music pretty good. So I like to work with him eventually. And then as far as local rappers,
you kind of have already though.
Yeah, I did. We're gonna let y'all find out about that one. So real soon.
Sun in the works for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But as far as any of the local rappers, I can't really say as much, but I don't know. Maybe some from New York. I hear a lot of good music.
It could be local rappers. It could be big rapper. You know what I mean? It could be, you know,
Oh,
stuff you listen to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who you want to work with, man? Like,
Shit. Shout out to my boy Zari, John Doe. I like his music too. He coming rising and rapping. I like it from New York, Brooklyn. The music sound great, and I'm gonna have to eventually make some more drill beats. I'm trying to get him on a song or a beat for real. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And then like, as far as local, just a bunch of people who like hit me up recently started asking me to, you know, send them some beats and see how it sounds and all that. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to network as much as I can with these local rappers. You know what I'm saying? And as far as the big artists, I really don't want to say too much, but certain artists, like, you know, I got one.
Manifest that shit, bro.
Like Lil Baby, people like Lil Baby for sure. I want to work with maybe Drake one day. One of my favorite artists, but J. Cole would be cool too. You know, J. Cole, you know, people who can actually rap for real. Like I want to work with people who can actually rap, make music for real. And let me see, Gunna go hard. I like the way he make his music. And then there's a bunch of others, but I don't want to just keep naming rappers. I ain't gonna lie.
You go on forever there.
That's what I'm saying.
So I was like, when you gonna stop? For real. Okay. But damn, but let's say, I try to make beats. I ain't gonna lie, I try to make beats one time. It's a little known fact. But like, that shit. Well, first of all, let me tell the whole story, because the whole story gonna make it make sense. I was in this coding class. Well, you know, I'm an IT major, so whatever. Like, and back in middle school, I was in this coding class.
Yeah.
And they had this coding website that you can code beats and whatever. And like, you just take samples, put them on there, and you can code it, and it shows like a line of code. It helps you with Python.
Yeah.
So that was really like my first introduction to making beats.
Yeah.
So I put it together a couple of beats. I was like, okay, these things sound pretty good, you know. Did pretty good on assignments, you know, because it's simple. You get an A, just, you know, they ain't gonna hate on you for making beats in a coding class.
Yeah.
So I was getting A's on it, whatever. I made a couple beats, but then I had to stop and realize, like, could I see somebody making music on this beat? And that shit was just like, nah, like this shit was just trash. Bro. And then I really tried it. Like, I downloaded like Fruity Loops illegally, and then I just tried making beats on there. But I don't know, I couldn't really get the drum patterns and stuff like that good. I wasn't really good with that, but I could get like the background and the melodies and stuff like that. So it just wasn't good for me. Like, so what you say is like the hardest part?
Hardest part to me, honestly, I'm gonna say the hardest part will probably be like the sound, how it sounds. Like putting together the sound and make it sound good when people actually listen to it. You know, when they have their headphones in, whether they listen to it out loud, the sound might be the hardest part. Cause it might sound good when you listen to it on your headphones, and it's probably gonna sound bad when you play it out loud. So you gotta make sure that sound is right, and everything's gonna fall in after that. But everything else is like the rhythmic pattern, the melodies and all that. It's like real simple. Like, you know, you just gotta have if you listen to music a lot, you gonna understand. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gonna have that.
You gonna hear how it sounds for real.
For sure. So like, what type of music do you all listen to? Like me, I mainly listen to hip hop. I listen to a little bit of jazz, R&B. You know, hip hop, R&B, those go together. Those like twin of them. You feel me? Put those together, but jazz, R&B, a little bit of pop, and that's really it. Like, I'm trying to like venture out to other music like soca, Afro beats type of stuff. But I don't know, like what type of music y'all listen to?
You know, growing up hip hop household, hip hop, neo soul. That's my mother all the way hip hop, neo soul. So that was what I really grew up listening to, like some of the first tracks that I can remember, like word for word and stuff like that.
So do you think neo is like neo soul?
What?
Neo?
Neo. Not Neo.
If that's the case, then I do a little bit neo soul. I think
you funny. I mean, some pop songs are pretty good. I can listen a little bit. I like reggae and soca.
Yeah.
Like reggae and soca.
So shout out Ron Punch.
Wrong punch.
But even like before that, I always like reggae. I feel like going out more to like Caribbean clubs and stuff. It just made me like Afro beats and soca more.
Yeah. So, and for me, honestly, I'm gonna say the same thing, but at the same time, I'm gonna say I listen to almost everything. Like, I feel like whatever sounds good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it sounds good, I'm gonna listen to it. Like, no matter what genre, it's like music is music. You gonna if catch your ears, you gonna want to listen to it. But I like hip hop, R&B, pop, definitely. Sometimes a little country. It depends on who it is. You know what I'm saying? Soca and reggae, definitely I like that. The vibe, it's really it sets the mood. Sounds good. As far as that, I think that's it.
Oh yeah, I mean maybe the reason I never liked reggae is because I always had like locks my whole life, and people were like, "Are you Jamaican, bro?
Yeah.
Are you Jamaican?" So I think that like deep down in me just like made me resent reggae music for some reason. I don't know. But then so like I know you make a lot of hip hop beats and stuff like that. So like which one of those genres you feel like you want to branch out into?
Alright, so the genres I do want to branch out into, I would say maybe reggae and soca, just to see how it sounds. There's a lot of nice reggae and soca beats that actually sound good. A lot of people sleep on, and I want to see if I could actually, make that melody make it sound good. Things of that nature.
Oh yeah, Afro-Cuban jazz.
Yeah, Afro-Cuban jazz.
That's my favorite. I might like that more than hip hop.
For real?
Yeah, I don't have to have no words. That's the only music I can listen to with no words.
Instrumental.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that shit. It's just
Maybe jazz. I can listen to jazz.
I can listen to jazz.
With no lyrics, but like Afro-Cuban jazz is like my favorite like subgenre of jazz.
Yeah. I don't see myself making no pop beat or nothing like that. I can't imagine that shit. Maybe R&B. R&B music do sound good too. I'll do R&B. I love R&B.
Yeah, thing about R&B, you just gotta leave. You gotta leave room on it. You can't put too much on it because you gotta let the singer do his job.
You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of modern day singers that do R&B and the beats sound crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on what you think of and how it's gonna sound really with the artist.
There's some artists that don't like, mesh the trap with the R&B.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying.
Kind of took off with that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Sound good.
So like I always like when I go throughout my day, I listen to music a lot, and I always think about like what goes into making my playlist. Like I'm trying to make like every activity or something I do, I make a playlist for it. Like I got a painting playlist, a workout playlist, a work playlist, or whatever. It's just like I always try to have that right playlist because I always like listen to music. So like what goes into like making a playlist right? Is it like the mood? Is it genre? Is it type of artist? Is it what they're talking about? Like what goes into like making y'all playlist?
Shit, I'm gonna go first. And for me, the perfect playlist or whatever playlist you want is really depends on, like, first you gotta categorize that what you feeling, and if you have that certain playlist that you feeling like, well, I feel chill, I feel moody, I feel like I just want to relax. You gotta pick certain songs, certain artists, and just let it play from certain. I don't know how to explain it, but from a certain play, you just let it play, and you gonna have certain songs, and it's gonna sound good. And if you're doing like a hip hop playlist, you just pick certain hard beats. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't matter. You can just shuffle it, and it just sound good. Like shuffling my playlist.
Yeah. I make a playlist to be shuffled, of course. I'm not making no album, man.
Making playlists. It depends on like what mood I'm trying to be put in. Like all my playlists are different.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's basically it. Like you want it to flow. You know what I mean? You want your playlist to flow. You want it to be like similar music in your playlist. And then you just probably got a playlist with all your music in it, and you just shuffle that too. So you might hear one of them gems that you ain't heard in 7 years or something like that. So
it definitely always be like that. Be like, damn, I downloaded this song.
Yeah.
And you put that back in rotation.
Exactly.
That'd be the one. Yeah.
Always do that.
So like how long does it take you to make a beat?
How long on an average day?
Let's be honest now.
I'm gonna be honest for real. On an average day, if I'm like really not procrastinating, if I'm just focused, it'll probably take me about an hour and a half or 2. And let's say I'm trying to make a unique beat, make it sound like, not too basic, just make it really sound like it's telling a story or something like that, and then I'm gonna really probably take a little longer, maybe 3 to 4 hours, if I'm not procrastinating. I get distracted a lot, I'm not gonna lie, so I don't be finishing the beat all the time within one day. I'll take probably 2 days sometimes. It depends.
Okay, what about that beat that you still ain't finished?
I ain't finished a lot of these.
That's a part of the creative process though. Like you might be going through with a beat, like, man, this shit trash. Let me make another.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta
I'll
keep
come
going.
back to this one. Maybe I'll come back to this one. You know?
Okay. You just gotta keep going. You just stop. You just don't stay stagnant. You just gotta keep going for real.
Yeah, I feel you, man. So like the year's about to be over. It's what month we in December.
Yeah.
So like, what are some of y'all goals like going into the next year? It could be like
goals going into the next year.
Work based. It could be personal. It could be mental. Whatever. Like, what are y'all goals?
I just want to manage my time better.
Definitely.
That's it. Like, I just want to manage my time better. You know, we all get distracted. The world be coming at us at 100 miles an hour. But if you manage your time, you'll be able to, control. You'll be able to control more things in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Less things will be out of your control. So I just want to manage my time more.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that too. And for me, I'll probably say stay busy. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's been time this year that I have slow moments and I feel like I could be doing way more. So I want to be able to stay busy, like always keep up with something. If I'm not doing this, then I know I could do this. And if I'm not doing this, I could go back to doing this. You know what I'm saying? Just making sure I keep the momentum going. And as far as like personal goals, I want to eventually drop me like an EP production tape or maybe an album in that nature real soon. So be on the lookout for that, hopefully. See how that goes.
Yeah, me, I'm thinking about like, I probably just want to like, I guess like plan better. Cause like this year, I didn't really plan a lot. I had like month to month plans. I didn't really plan like long term and whatnot and plan what I was gonna do. And if I did, I just let them fall through like without even trying. I think that's like important. Like when you plan something, you gonna have like things coming your way. Yeah. So you gotta find like you gotta improvise. Like your car might break down, so like it might stall this or that. You might get laid off. You might stall this or that. So like I think I just gotta plan better because at one point I quit one of my jobs and the other job that I had, like the backup job, wasn't really giving me shifts like that. So I was basically like struggling, like thugging it out for like a whole little month, because I was being ignorant when I quit the job.
Yeah.
So I just want to like be able just like to plan my stuff out better. Probably be a little bit more financially responsible.
Yeah, definitely.
Because there be times like where I can just like save my money and I don't. Or I'm just trying to just get too much.
Yeah.
So I want to be like more financially responsible, and work wise. So like going into next year, I'm gonna graduate. So I just want to probably get something in my field, or just be able just to leverage my degree. Even if it's not even in my field, I want to be able to just use my degree for something.
That's the whole idea of going to school, is to be able to have some leverage. You know what I mean? When you go into a workplace, you have some leverage.
Yeah, okay.
Or anything, or getting certifications, because it doesn't even have to be necessarily a 4-year college. Getting certifications, getting licenses, that's just your leverage against any corporation. So
yeah, definitely. Like I went to college. I'm in college, so like, and I know there's people out there. I know there's niggas out there that college is not for them, and people just are stuck and think that's the only answer. But I feel like there's so many different avenues, especially nowadays. But like.
Yeah, when you got social media and things like that in nature, like it's really sky's the limit. You do whatever you want, for real. Social media is just like access to do multiple things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you just have to make up your mind.
That's what I'm saying. That's where the creative mind comes in. Like, for real. Tap into
dig into that, because I got a brother. He do construction. He's making pretty good money off that. And like in the certifications or whatever, all that. That's good, because he's not really a school type of person. Y'all know him, he's not really a school type of person. So like it's an avenue for everything, for everybody. So I feel like nowadays it's kind of better. Like the workforce is more free and more open for everybody.
Yeah, for sure. You want to shout out that hoodie you got on?
Oh yeah, a little sleek hoodie.
Okay.
My boy Isaiah. So yeah, I got on sleek hoodie with my boy Isaiah. I'll put the link in the description or whatever. But so this is where it really gets down to the nitty gritty. Over the last year, we in December, so it got a couple more albums coming out. But what are y'all albums of the year?
And that's a good question.
Did I like that many albums this year?
I'll go
I
first.
definitely
I'll go
did.
first.
I'm trying to
I'll
think.
go
Yeah, you go first this time.
Young Thug Punt album. That's the album of the year to me, bro.
I can't even
bro.
choose that, so now I'm still I gotta choose something else.
I don't know. Like to me,
Yeah.
that been stuck on replay. Like I could play the whole thing all the way through, up and down,
Yeah.
or whatever. Even though I don't like all the songs, like it's like
Yeah, you don't like all
a
the
few.
songs?
It's a few songs I don't really like that.
I
But I can
like
still
it.
play. I can still play it all the way through and not be like bothered. It's not like bad. It's just like a personal taste. Like dang, it's not like no bad songs on there. That's what I'm saying. So like to me, it's like album of the year. It's been stuck in my head. Songs we was just singing it. Like come on now.
Nah, yeah, that's it.
I tried to see what albums like I listened to the most real quick.
That was only one though. You said 5.
5
I'm
albums.
just saying. I'm saying just album. Like what do y'all feel like is the best album, bro?
That's album? Shit.
This
Off
year.
the top of my head, for real.
You can look at your phone. Look
Nah, I
at
don't
your
know.
album.
I
Album,
see what I
see what you been playing. Like what's
Trying to see what I
what is your album of the year?
Alright, I really got 2, but I'm gonna have to say either Drake album, Certified Lover Boy, the album well put together, in my opinion.
Nah, album of the year though. Nah, album of the year though.
Alright, if
I'm
not,
a producer, so let me shut up. I might not be qualified. But
I just said that shit again the other day. I was like, man, that shit really good.
I mean, Drake is a good artist.
It's catchy.
I
I
think
give
Drake
it that.
is a
It's
good artist.
catchy.
It is
I mean,
catchy. It ain't.
He had some good songs when he was rapping on there too. Like definitely.
But we gonna say.
I just like the way Drake raps. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
personally, I just
That's
like
what I'm
the way
saying.
he
His music is good, but
But
if you're not gonna say Drake, then you probably gotta go Voice of the Heroes. That album was well put together. in my
raps.
opinion. That shit
That's
was good.
that could be album of the year.
Oh my.
Either that.
Bruh.
Alright, listen.
That shit's
y'all-
alright, but they wasn't talking about nothing.
Yeah,
They wasn't
that's
talking about nothing the whole time, bro.
Bruh, what? Y'all don't be listening to
I'm
what be
listening
saying.
to it, bro.
Niggas be talking and niggas be like, they don't say nothing.
Bro, this man said, I'm
Niggas-
doing donuts in my neighborhood. It made me feel good.
That shit make me
No,
feel
no, no,
good.
no, no,
Nigga,
no,
you
no,
tripping.
no, no. I'll be honest.
We're like, what?
I feel like I feel like the only reason why that album wasn't as good. I feel like Lil Baby and Durk was kind of burning themselves out a little bit. You know what I mean? They both put out a lot of music in the last 2 years. You feel me?
I just feel like it was just too much. It was just too much song. It had too many songs. It was like, how many songs are there? Like 20 songs, like, bro.
But if you play that shit through, it's like every song, like
yeah.
it's a vibe. It's good.
It's
It
a
ain't no
vibe.
bad song for real. That's what I'm saying.
I
Album of
had
the
a
year
couple
has to
songs
come
I
with like replay this, like how much you replay the song, how much you know what I'm saying.
Okay,
That
not in
comes
its
with-
entirety. Like I can't. I'm not really playing this.
Yeah, the Punk album is good, and
I'm
I feel
playing
like
it in its
I just
entirety.
want to just speak on that Punk album. Thug, like he took it to another level. I feel like on that album. I don't care how many album sales he gets, because he never really gets that high album sales. But he took his sound to another level on the album, so I really like that album. But album of the year, since he chose that, I can't. Definitely wasn't gonna choose Certified Lover Boy. I'm trying to think. This is.
You see Donna over there?
I like Donda better.
You like Donda? So
I like
you
Donda.
on Kanye's side?
I'm not on Kanye. I'm on nobody's side.
They
Like,
cool now.
honestly, Jay Prince straightened that out.
Kanye.
That boy
Yeah,
Hustle.
Kanye had Kanye all cooped up in the hallway.
I looked him up.
Not good.
That was too professional. I ain't never seen that was like a professional like beef like treaty or something like, bro. Like,
Hey.
damn, bro.
No facts. That shit was.
Shoot. I don't even think I can pick that album.
You ain't got no album?
I gotta wait till I hear Roddy Ricch album and then I say.
I was gonna say that. But I don't wanna be that nigga.
I gotta wait till I hear
I
Roddy
feel
Ricch
like,
album.
I
bro,
wanna be that person.
that's cheating because that he has an album at the end of the
End
year,
of the
like
year,
2
yeah.
weeks, bro. So like if you vibe with his album, the last 2 weeks, you gonna say this album of the year.
You're smart.
That's
why
not
you
true.
Think about it.
People usually choose albums that they heard in the summertime. Think about it.
I guess, but like you know he gonna put like a good album. If a person put a good album at the end of the year, you gonna ride with it for the rest of the year.
Literally.
So that's gonna be on your mind. You gonna have that type
This
of
shit
bias
too good. Like,
on
you
your
know what I'm
mind,
saying?
cause like you know every good album you had a whole little I don't know segment where you was like heavy on that album. You gonna be heavy on that Roddy Ricch album.
For a minute.
If
That's
it's
how we
good,
did last
if it's
time.
good.
I was heavy on that shit the last time.
I like-
I like
without him?
Summer Walker.
Yeah, the album fire. You know, okay.
I ain't gonna lie. I listen to it.
Yeah, listen to it.
I listened to half of it.
Man, if we gonna talk about that, then like R&B side, she had the best R&B album for sure. in my opinion.
But, I don't know about that
Definitely
one.
not. She did.
Let me see
Bro,
what
you know, her finally dropped her album, bro.
I heard
that shit
her.
hard, bro.
Her is good.
Her
Summer Walker had that.
Had the best R&B album, no,
had
bro.
the best beat, the
Bro,
best like.
What girl made you salty, bro, to say Summer Walker is the best album, bro? R&B album. Like, what girl did it to you, bro?
Ain't
You
nobody
can
did
talk about it,
to
bro.
me.
It's a safe
Music
place.
is music,
It's a
bro.
safe place, bro. It's a safe place. You can talk about it on here.
I ain't gonna talk about nothing right now. Nah, but music is music, like for real, like the way it was put together, the way the beat sounds, the way how like she kept the notes and singing, like she could really sing for real. Like in my opinion, it sounded good to me. Like it's a vibe for real. You know what I'm saying? If you vibing with the music, you gonna always like that music. You gonna always be playing. To me, nah.
It's a lot of good songs, but I don't feel like they're vibes. Like a vibe, you can listen to like any time and just like feel that mood. But hers, some of hers is just like kind of like heartbroken, kind of salty, kind of mad. Not even salty. I don't want to say salty. 'Cause I don't want to like disrespect everybody's feelings or whatever. Pro women. So like I don't want to say salty, but like some of the songs are coming from like a broken place, like a hurt, like a pain. Kind of like in pain. So like I can't really listen to that all the time. Like I love Ride Away, but I'm not gonna listen to him 24/7.
But think about it. People
Okay,
who be in
I'm
pain.
gonna say I know which one is my favorite. Jasmine Sullivan's album.
So I ain't listen to that.
Hotels.
I ain't listen to it. Bro.
That's the name of it, right? Hotels, or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. I ain't gonna lie.
Jasmine Sullivan, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. The first time I listened to it, I added like 8 songs of hers to my playlist.
And it's nostalgic because I grew up listening to Jasmine Sullivan too. So
yeah. So like I had them 8 songs, but then I had to think about it. Like, bro, some of this stuff I'm not allowed to sing as a straight man. Like it's gonna make me sound a little different, bro. Like and she sings good, so I'm gonna be just like in the supermarket, like singing that, and I don't want that on me, so I had to take a couple of them off. I ain't gonna lie, I had to take a couple of them off my playlist, and just like vibe in my room type of stuff with them. But nah, that thing was good. Like she's like the top singer, performer, or whatever. Like she's like, I don't know. I don't listen to a lot of R&B or whatever. I mean, I listen to a lot of R&B, but I'm not the most educated on R&B. I'm not the biggest pop fan or whatever. So I might not know the best singer, but to me, she's like the best singer. She's the best singer.
About to say
male, female, anybody, bro. I put her against anybody.
Singing, period.
Yeah, just the range and the way she can just flip from so high.
And it's like some
low.
people are very good singers, but you don't feel it when they sing.
Yes, but you feel.
I feel it when she sings. You know what I mean? Every artist don't have that.
Yes.
I feel her when she sings. Her can really sing. I'm not gonna lie. If y'all like her.
But she ain't got the range at the summit, so that just
She
take
probably,
out the kind of tension a little bit.
She probably could hit that range though. That's the thing.
Not for a whole song, bro. It's different. Like one time you gotta hit that note. You waiting the whole song, you gotta hit that note. But if you hitting it, you up here, down here, like that's just different. That's hard. That's actually performing. Really, that's literally performing. You performing in the studio like they're not doing that in bits and pieces. You're not punching in no singing line. You're not punching like little bridge or something. You might do the whole bridge by itself, and
then you might layer it.
Yeah, layer it or something. But you gotta do that like together. If you want it to sound real good, you gotta do that together. Like
you heard that new Adele album? No.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't. People just hyping it up too much for me.
Yeah, I ain't none.
You consider Adele an R&B artist?
I mean, we say that singer.
Yeah, I can say she like pop, R&B, pop plus R&B.
Yeah, she's a little in between, but I mean, if you talking about best singers now, we ain't just talking about R&B.
I'll be like
talking about best
classic
singers, like female singers. You know what I'm saying?
Right now, like the level of performance that I heard from Jasmine Sullivan, I don't see no other. I feel like females make better R&B. I mean, there's more better female R&B artists than male R&B artists right now, for sure.
Right now, for sure.
I feel like that's always gonna be the thing. I feel like just women just have a larger range than men naturally, so they're gonna be like they have the potential to be better singers. That's what I want to say. Like they have potential. Like men, we got these deep ranges. We got little bit of ranges, but it's harder for us like to go from high and to low and all that stuff. So I feel like just women are just naturally just. I don't want to say better singers, but they have that potential.
But it's not necessarily true. There's a lot of male singers that can really hit that range. You know, like Chris Brown can really sing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's just not like as many as just like women.
It's definitely not a lot like women, but at the same time, it's really about the music. Like how it sounds. People who can sing, but the music still don't hit. You just singing. Like, you ain't really singing on with the beat. It's like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a sound put together.
I mean, but all these artists that we talking about, they got that down pat.
Yeah, they've been doing this for a while. They know their style. But I don't talk about Brent, bro. Brent, this man, I heard he was dropping an album last week. I was waiting on it. You know, it's our time, it's the brother's time. You know, just talk our shit, you know, through the music and everything, or whatever. You know, we going to war with the Sun Walkers and whatever, the Brent. Yeah, but he dropped one song. I was like kind of disappointed, but the song kind of banging. So I'm like, okay, I'll give him a little more time, but you need to drop that album, bro. Like everybody was saying, it's dropping Friday, it's dropping Friday. Now I don't see it.
Yeah, Brent Fire is a good singer too. Like his music, I ain't gonna say he slept on, but his music, like, I feel like everybody needs to tune in for it to that. He make good music for real. Not gonna lie.
All right, y'all. Before we go, I asked like anything I want to shout out, y'all Instagrams, upcoming projects, or anything. Anything you want to shout out, BB?
Yeah. All right. So like I said, you can follow my Instagram. I produce an Instagram at BBgoincrazy, and the same name for my YouTube. And you can also, I'm eventually coming soon. It's gonna be an EP dropping soon or an album. Be on the lookout for that. Hopefully in the next upcoming months. So be on the lookout for that.
What's my like your personal Instagram? Can I get that?
Everybody not in my personal Instagram yet. I don't know about
your page public, bro. Come on,
my personal Instagram, you can find me at BBL_isme, BBL_ISME.
I want to shout out our producer, Big Ye.
Yeah, Big Ye.
Putting the set together today.
Yeah.
If you want to shout out.
Me, I just shout out to, I guess want to shout out just everybody that's watching here. Thank y'all for the support. You know, we got some big things coming in. You know, me, I was rushing to get everything in place because I wanted to make sure everything was right. I didn't get the right pieces, I didn't get the right parts. I take them back, get some new ones. I thought it was a little simpler than it was, but I always went through this. But I just like to shout out everybody that's listening. Y'all can follow me on
like, comment, subscribe.
Like this video for real.
Y'all can follow me on Instagram at ACETH3GREAT. So Ace the Great, but 3 instead of E in the. So you follow me there on Instagram. It's the same for Twitter. Yeah, that's basically all y'all need, really. My Instagram and Twitter. But if you want to know like my personal takes and me like raw, you can go to my Twitter or whatever. But like,
He said him raw.
Nah, I don't know yet, bro. Well, I ain't gonna say too much, but thank y'all for listening. Have a good day. We out.
What's going on, y'all? It's your co-host Shot from Ace's Table. Thank y'all for making this far in the video. I appreciate everybody for watching and listening. And y'all just watch next week. Like, comment, and subscribe. We out. Nigga don't want this shit to go well at all. Come on, bro. I can't, bro. Like me to yelling, laughing, and joking and shit. I can't even really say that. Come on.
Bob,
Let me
talking.
That don't make no sense.
Like I need to fix your hat.
You do need to fix your hat, bro.
Yeah.
That shit hanging off your head.
I'm moving the bitch around because